This foundation is a roller coaster ride. Kind of smells like glue. It's super liquidy. Oh, I don't know how to feel. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. So, if you clicked on this video, you either want to see one of two things. One, a review on the new Covergirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk Foundation. Or two, you just wanted to see me. You want to see my personality. You wanted to maybe get to know me a little better. Or surprise third option, you wanted to see both. I would not consider myself to be a review channel just based on the fact that I don't have a lot of dollars to spend on every new launch because things seem to launch literally every second of every day. But when something comes out that I am really, really excited about, I love to review it for you and share that information with you, my friends, the subscribers. If you're not subscribed, you should subscribe. I put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and spoiler alert, they just keep getting better. But back to what today's video is about. I'm gonna be reviewing for you the Covergirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk Foundation. Isn't that kind of a funny name, Skin Milk? I don't know, sounds kind of gross to me. I'm still really excited about it. This is from their new Clean Fresh line, which is supposed to be like better for your skin than I guess their usual stuff. But I was really excited about this one because one, I saw that there's very, very minimal fragrance in it. I thought that it was fragrance free when I first read about it, but unfortunately there is linalool and limonene in it. But it's very, very far down the list. So it's supposed to be formulated without formaldehyde, phthalates, parabens, sulfates, and talc. I was really excited to review this because the 8th ingredient on this list is niacinamide. And niacinamide is my absolute favorite skincare ingredient. It is so good for the skin, so good at brightening, getting rid of impurities. I love niacinamide, so I was really excited to see that this is pretty high up on the list. So if this can make my skin both look better with and without this foundation on, wouldn't that be great? I don't know if it's gonna do that, but I'll certainly let you know if it does. So if you wanna see a review on the new Covergirl Skin Milk Foundation, then please keep on watching. So I don't typically prime my skin for foundation. It's just not my jam. I have very dry skin. I tend to use really hydrating primers if I do. And to me, hydrating primers are really just moisturizers. I've already put on my moisturizer, let it sink into my skin for a little bit, and I'm ready to go in with foundation. So I'm gonna try to apply it with my hands because that's how I normally apply my foundation, and it seems like it's that type of vibe. If it starts to look terrible, I do have my Blendiful here with me, so we can always use that. I'll just dot some on our face here. Ooh, the smell is interesting. Kind of smells like glue. It does smell like glue. It really smells like glue, actually. A little interesting. Wow. Okay, this is super liquidy. Ooh, it spreads pretty far though. Okay. It really smells like glue. I will be honest with you, right off the bat, I am very nervous because I don't love how this is looking. We're whipping out the Blendiful because I feel like this looks weird with my hands. Okay, super liquidy. Shockingly liquidy and shockingly glue-like smelling. I also feel like I'm using a lot, but I'm overwhelmed, really. Okay, let's see. Okay, that just absorbed all the product. You know what, okay, we're going back with our hands because it did blend in with my hands. I just feel like when you're using a really liquidy, like really light coverage moisturizer like foundation, whenever you apply it with something else like a beauty sponge or like a brush, it just takes all the product off and then you don't get any coverage. I'm feeling a little better at this point. I feel like it doesn't look as bad. It's just, when you use something so liquidy, it should just be terrifying. Yeah, I just find liquidy products a little tough to work with, but it's okay. This is actually working out. It looked a little horrifying going on, but it is. The more you work with it, the more it sinks into the skin because it's pretty watery. I mean, water is the first ingredient on the ingredients list, so I should have known that it was gonna be pretty watery. But it is sinking into the skin. I will give it that. It's not leaving like any streaky lines or anything. I feel like I used kind of a lot, but I also was panicking the whole time. So I don't know if I'm gonna put that on the foundation or put that on me. Also, when I went to use my Blendiful, it took literally all the foundation off, so I had to use a little extra. But it did spread pretty far. Like I put a little too much on my finger, but then it covered like most of my face. So, oh, I don't know how to feel. Look how dewy I look though. This foundation is a roller coaster ride. I love how it looks right now. It's a really good match. Really, really good match for me. Again, I got the shade Fair Light. Let's talk about the shade range real quick. Shade range, I'm just gonna be honest, it's not great. The dark shades, there's a lot of spaces in between that could have been filled in. Granted, this does wash out pretty sheer, but another complaint I have about the shade range is they'll give you like fair, fair light, light, medium, but we don't have any undertones listed on the back. And I just think it's incredibly hard to shop for a foundation without being able to see what the undertones are. Not a great shade range. I do believe I got this for like $9 something. I'll find you what the retail price is. I'll put it right here. I got mine at Walmart. Okay, let's see if we can build up this coverage a little bit. I'm totally happy with how this looks right now, but I'm just curious if it's buildable at all. Usually get a little more red on my cheeks, so we'll try to build up that coverage down here. Yeah, I'd definitely say that's buildable. That gave me some more coverage for sure. Having kind of a weird spot over here. It is kind of pilling up here. I know when I watched Brittany's video, she also said she had a little bit of pilling on the skin, but she wasn't sure if it's from the primer or not. I am not wearing the primer, so I would say that the foundation does pill a little bit, but it's really easy to just like tap out. Well, it is a little buildable. It's not completely buildable. You know, you can only build so much before it's just gonna start to look bad. All right, I'm gonna stop building up the coverage here. Let me finish the rest of my makeup. So, I don't know if you could tell, but I didn't love the way some of my makeup applied on top of this foundation. I did just like my daily makeup routine. I didn't try anything new, anything fancy today. I always use this ColourPop cream blush. It gets along absolutely fine with my NYX Tinted Skin Veil foundation. But today I felt like when I was applying it, the foundation was coming off on my fingers underneath, which I never have a problem with before. Usually this lays really beautifully on top of everything. So I'm feeling like that was this foundation. My nose does not look good, which granted my nose is my problem area. Like if there's one area on my face that can never be hydrated enough, it is my nose. And I do feel like this foundation, I'm not sure if you can see, it's already breaking apart around my nose and kind of collecting here. It's like it doesn't want to stick onto my nose. And that was before I even put blush on there that I noticed that. I don't know, I just feel like my other makeup products did not play super well with this foundation. I don't love how my skin is looking right now. It's really just my nose. I even went in with my hydrating spray afterwards. Usually this 4th Ray Glisten Up Mist can kind of help any dry looking foundation, but I'm not liking how this is looking so far. Okay, I'm still gonna give it a chance though. I know that some hydrating foundations do need some time to sink into the skin, so I am still gonna do check-ins throughout the day. I'll probably check back in like an hour to show you how it looks after it's like hopefully fully sunk into the skin. Definitely keep watching to see if things get better. Felt like you couldn't really see it on the camera, so I'm recording this on my phone to try to show you just how textured it looks around my nose. Again, this is immediately after finishing the rest of my face, but look pretty crusty right now. All right, it has been an hour since I applied this foundation, and I'm sorry to say I'm not gonna be wearing this the rest of the day because it looks bad. And I think that really does go to show you that different foundations look different on everyone, and you should definitely watch multiple reviews before you decide that you want to buy something, and especially look for people who have a similar skin type to you, because while this may work beautifully on somebody who maybe has more normal, maybe a little oily skin, but it has just sunk right on into my nose and into my pores on my cheek. I literally have never had a foundation emphasize pores on my cheeks because my cheeks are not very porous. It's really breaking up around my chin too. It probably looks the best on my forehead, I would say, which is interesting because that's the oiliest part of my face. So maybe if you have oily skin, this could work for you. It's also incredibly sticky. Look at that. It's incredibly sticky. And granted, I didn't set my whole face. I only powdered my under eyes, but that's how I always do my makeup. I never have to set my whole face, and I feel like you shouldn't have to set a light coverage natural foundation. I don't know, I feel like that eliminates the purpose of a dewy foundation by setting the whole thing. And again, if you've tried this and you like it and you feel like my application was just poor, please let me know, because I spent money on it, so obviously I wanted it to work for me. Fortunately, I don't really have anything nice to say about this other than the fact that it is free of so many of those bad ingredients. I think that's great, and I think CoverGirl should continue to go in that direction, but just work on the formula a little bit. I think it was super liquidy, which I don't think helped it. I felt like it caused it to break apart more on my face. Maybe if it was a little more creamy. I know it didn't advertise itself to be a tinted moisturizer, but I feel like it could have benefited from a little bit more of a moisturizer-like consistency rather than being so watery. My NYX Tinted Skin Veil is so much better, and for around the same price point. It is a couple dollars more, but I never have that issue with my NYX Tinted Skin Veil, with it breaking apart around my nose like that. That one is really long wearing too, and I would say that that one is much more dry skin friendly than this CoverGirl foundation. So I'm sorry this had to be a negative review. Oh, I hate to have any negative content on my channel, but unfortunately I remain to be on the hunt for more clean hydrating foundations, because this ain't it. Ooh. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it helped you make purchasing decisions. And again, I will say this is just my experience with my skin type. I have seen other reviews of other people having a grand old time with this foundation, but who must have different skin types than me, because it's just not working for me. And again, I'll say, if you think that it was because of my application, I'm not gonna get rid of this right away. Please let me know if there's something you think I can do differently. Do I need to apply this with a sponge? Was the issue that I applied it with my hands and attempted with the Blendiful? Is it better with a brush? Did I apply too much? Did I apply too little? Please let me know. That's gonna be it for me today. Be sure that you give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful, and subscribe to my channel, because I put up new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and most of them turn out better than this. Thank you so much. Bye.